Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can cut expenses from your budget. Now is the perfect time of the year to start cutting expenses from your budget. I think it's wise to start reducing things around this time, quarter four of the year, so that you're all set for the new year. You can go into the new year with focus on your finances, your financial goals, and know that you have set yourself up for success. And I think it's best to start that as soon as possible before the year comes around. But of course, if you're watching this at anytime it is a great time to cut things from your expenses, or at least consider these things where you can cut back. Now, of course, there are the big areas in your life that you could reduce expenses in. I'm not really going to focus on those because those are things that require more time to cut expenses. So those include downgrading your house, getting a smaller house. Right now probably isn't even the best time to move anyway because of the interest rates and all of that, but you could find somewhere cheaper, get a roommate, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to focus on that. Obviously, making a move is a much bigger task than everything else that I have on this list. Same with replacing your car, selling your car. That takes some more time and has a little bit of risk with it. And of course, it is important to focus on the big things, but that's just going to take a little bit more time. And once you deal with these smaller things, you can altogether save a significant amount of money in your budget every single month. And then every year, that leaves you more money to save, to invest, pay off more debt, whatever your financial goals are. So let's just go ahead and get into it. The first area that I want to focus on are banking fees. This is any unnecessary fee that you're paying at your main bank. So this could be your checking account or your saving account with your main bank or with an online bank. This could be overdraft fees. This could be late payments, anything that is unnecessary. If there's a maintenance fee on your checking account or in your savings account, do whatever you need to do to not have that fee go through. So I know that I have Bank of America. That's my main checking account, and I've had them. That's like the first bank that I've ever been with since I was 16 years old. And they do have a maintenance fee for the checking account. I don't have an issue with that because I have direct deposit, and as long as you have a certain amount direct deposited each month, it's fine. But then I did have their savings account, and you had to have either, I think, direct deposit or a minimum balance in there each month, and I kept getting their $12 fee. This was a few years ago, and I could not stand that. It was a time when I was having a hard time with my finances, and I needed to pull from that savings account pretty frequently. So for me to get a $12 fee on top of me having financial issues was so frustrating. So I got rid of that savings account completely because I think that's absurd. If you want to keep that savings account, just make sure that you do whatever it takes to not have that maintenance fee because it is absolutely unnecessary. Same with any overdraft fees. Try to protect yourself from this happening. Do what you need to do to get your finances in order as best as you can to avoid those things. You know, keep a cushion in your checking account. Make sure you have a certain amount of direct deposit. Keep your spending in control, budget, track your expenses, watch all my videos and see where you can catch up with your finances to make sure that doesn't happen. Same with late payments. You want to avoid those as best as possible. If you need to set up auto payments, then that's probably your best bet if you're somebody who forgets to make payments on time. This could be for anything, you know, this could be for other bills that you pay, but especially for credit cards and such, because then you're just gonna end up paying more that you absolutely do not need to pay. And going along with that, but kind of on the other side of things, is gain money in your accounts. And the best way to do this is by opening a high yield savings account. Personally, I use Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I have my link down below. You can get an additional 1% for 3 months if you use my referral link. So then you gain more money on the money that you have saved in there, and you can keep on building on that. Number 2, let's look into our utility bills. So this is really important for people with houses, especially because oftentimes when you have a house with a lot of windows, with a lot of doors, with a lot of lights, then you need to be making sure that things in your house are in order so you can keep your electricity bill, water bill, sewage bill, anything of that sort down. You could go through your home and change any light bulbs, so you can switch them to something that's more energy efficient. It may cost you a little bit to begin with, but if you notice that you're using a lot of electricity, it is possible that your light bulbs are causing a higher usage. Insulating and sealing your home, so if you have windows, any sort of draft in your home, now that winter's coming up, this is even more important, but also any time of the year, this is important to make sure your windows are sealed, that your doors aren't seeping air into your house, because then it's going to cause your AC to run or your heat to run and cost you more. Again, that's something where you may need to spend a little bit of money now, but you will save more money in the long run. Make sure you fix any leaks that you may have. I know one big issue that I've dealt with at everywhere that I've lived is a running toilet. So sometimes that buoy in the back of the toilet tank gets caught, or if it's starting to degrade in the water, then it doesn't close. You'll hear a little running sound, and that is costing you money. I remember one time the chain got caught for me and I didn't notice it and I went to sleep. So for 7-8 hours, my water was running and my water bill was double that month. So more than double. It was very expensive. And now I always make sure to check that, but that can be an issue all the time if your buoy back there is degraded, or if you have pipes in your home or apartment that are leaking. Definitely work on those and lower your water bills. Number 3 is your cell phone plan. And that leads me to today's video sponsor, which is Mint Mobile. You've probably heard about Mint Mobile, one, from their ads. If you've seen those ads with Ryan Reynolds, that is Mint Mobile. 2, if you're into finances, many people in the FIRE community, financial independence community, do use Mint Mobile because it's so affordable. You don't have to worry about coverage or speed or data or anything. You don't have to worry about that slowing down, but you pay a much lower rate compared to the other wireless plans that are out there. Mint Mobile is built on the nation's largest 5G network, but they're able to keep costs low because they cut out the retail shops and then therefore the salespeople. So then they're able to keep their costs low for customers. I'm actually currently using Mint Mobile, so I switched to them a couple of weeks ago. I am on their $30 unlimited plan. I have had no issues. My phone calls are the same. My internet speed is the same, possibly even better. So even off of my Wi-Fi, I get great speed no matter where I've been. I'm on my phone pretty frequently, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts. When I take a walk, I listen to podcasts. There's been no interruption. Same with talking on the phone. I have been in multiple locations talking on the phone, even in hallways of my apartment where sometimes it cuts out, and there has been no issue there. So I'm very pleased with my service with them so far. It's super easy to switch over to the Mint Mobile plan, so I did this myself, and I actually have an older phone and I had to get the SIM card shipped out to me. That I ordered it and then literally I got it within 2 days. So I was able to put that into my phone. It took maybe 15 minutes of a setup time, and then an additional 15 minutes for my number actually to transfer over. You can keep your same phone, you can keep your same number. That is my situation. You can also, if your phone qualifies, you can just get an eSIM, so you don't have to put any SIM card into your phone. You will automatically have your phone number, your phone switched over to Mint Mobile. It's super easy to set up. The sign up process is really simple and clean. If you go to the link down below, you will see, and you can see the different plans easily laid out for you, what they offer, the different rates. And then once you go to checkout, you can select either the eSIM where it comes directly to you, or get the SIM shipped to you. They will ship it to you for free. And it also lists out which phones are eligible for that. They help you to determine which one you need to select. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus 5G and free mobile hotspot. They will show you how much data you're using each month and recommend plans that actually save you money. They have an amazing app. I love it. It's really user-friendly. They also offer a modern family plan, so you can set up a really affordable plan with as little as 2 lines, or you could get the rate as an individual. So yeah, Mint is here to help us cut our phone bills. You can get a plan for as little as $15. Their highest plan is $30 per month per person, so that's pretty incredible. And if you are interested, you can get a trial, or if you want to just go ahead and sign up, I would really appreciate if you use my link down in the description, and you can get a plan as low as $15 per month. Okay, area number 4, subscriptions, membership, apps. I'm even going to include cable here. So that kind of could be like utilities, but I'm going to include that here because it relates to subscriptions. You may have too many subscriptions. Definitely go ahead and check out everything that you have, and don't forget about those annual ones. I know for myself this past year, I had signed up for a language learning subscription, and it was like a membership for the full year, and I need to go through and cancel that because I've probably used it 3 times. So that's, you got to pay attention to what you're subscribed to, because it's easy to forget, and then it's just going to keep renewing every month or every year, and you are just paying for it for no reason. And just make sure you reevaluate if you actually even want these. So if you pay for them but only use, one or the other once a month or every other month or something, if you have Netflix and HBO and Stars and Apple and like all of these plans that you definitely do not need, then go ahead and slim it down a little bit, and that will help save quite a bit. For memberships, I wanted to include your gym membership here. I don't think that's something you should cut out per se at all. Like I love gym. I don't pay for a gym membership right now because my apartment gym is fine, but I think a gym membership is worth it if you're actually going. So if you're just trying to convince yourself to go and you're not going, go ahead and just get rid of that. Cable, if you have that, I think it's something that is not necessary, but I know some people really, really like to have cable. So that is one thing you want to look into and shop around for, so you could get a lower rate with a different company. Or you may be able to find a service, a subscription that costs a lot less, or a couple of subscriptions that you can combine to get access to all of the shows or games that you want to watch. Area 5 has to do with your car, transportation, car insurance, gas, all of that stuff. I already touched on, like, you could downgrade to a smaller car, sell your car, get cash for it, buy something in cash, or get something more affordable. That's something, as I said, that will take a little bit longer, but definitely worth looking into if you think you're paying for too much car per month. And with your car, I think a big tip is to take care of and maintain everything. So get your regular oil changes, get your car washes. That's something I need to take my own advice on. I definitely slack on the car washes, but it is important to take care of your car because it will cost you less in the long run if you take care of it, and that will just save on your month-to-month budget in general. For car insurance, definitely shop around. I think this is a big area that many people are overpaying in. There are many options out there and many websites for you to look into to figure out the best plan for you. If you absolutely want to keep your current provider, then maybe you could reevaluate your policy. If your car is paid off, maybe you don't need as much coverage on your car, or you are paying way too much for something that you don't really need coverage on. So definitely look into your policy and see if you can lower it just by making some changes. Another thing with your car insurance is to take the safe driver's course. I did this last year and I think it only cost me $15, but it ended up saving me a large chunk of cash throughout the year, and then year over year, because that just continues through the policy. I also combine this with my renter's insurance, so I get a lower rate on both of my policies, and many insurance providers offer this. With gas for your car, this is a tough one, especially these days as the prices have been going up. Well, I guess they're going down now, but higher than they were before. So a couple of options here. You could maybe carpool. If there's somebody that you're close with that you work with, maybe you would be comfortable switching off who drives to work. I know that's a bit of a sacrifice, but still something that you could work out between you and other people. Otherwise, if you find yourself getting gas pretty frequently, be sure to use apps to get money back. So in particular, the app Upside, you can earn cash back on going to the gas station. I will have my link down below, and you can get a higher amount when you first sign up. Area number 6 is groceries and food out. The first thing I want to say here is you can cut your food out budget back, but the biggest thing that I see is food delivery. And it blows my mind how much people spend on getting their food delivered. And quick little story here. The other day I ordered delivery on Uber Eats because I had a gift card from my job. And I never order through apps like that because I don't like delivery. It's kind of a long story why I chose delivery over picking up, because I could have just picked it up, but I'm not gonna get into that. But the restaurant that I ordered from, this typically for 2 people, it costs like $24. But after everything, so with the order, with the charges, with the delivery fee plus tip, it was $45. Like, what? So many people are paying double for their food, probably even more than double for their food when you get delivery. And I just think that's a habit that you got to stop. We didn't have delivery on all of these foods before, so you can live without it, I promise. And I know it can be convenient, or you know, if there's certain scenarios where you don't want to go pick up, maybe you're sick or really, really busy. But I think this is an area that so many people can work on. For the grocery side of things, definitely shop based off of a list. Plan your meals out and then make a list. Take that to the grocery store. Make sure you go to the grocery store not hungry, so eat a meal before going, and then you won't purchase everything in sight. Shop based off of sales. I like to sometimes look at the sales and then also use any coupons that are on the store's app or something that I could find in a cutout if I have it. I suggest sticking with simple foods, like whole simple foods are typically more affordable. These are things like oats, beans, rice, even pastas are more affordable. You could even get like gluten-free pastas for much cheaper than other foods would cost. Many other grains, you could get quinoa instead. Frozen produce is usually much cheaper than buying fresh if you're trying to cut back even more. But yeah, if you stick to simple foods, you usually can cut your grocery budget down quite a bit. And going along with that, you can meal prep your foods or batch cook your foods. I know that some people don't like meal prepping or leftovers, but it's a huge money saver and it doesn't have to be what people think it is. You know, I think people see meal prep as so boring or disgusting, but you could, you know, at least batch cook. So cook like some rice, cook a veggie, cook a protein, and just put that into large containers, and then you can pull food out of it each day so that you have your lunch or your dinner, and it will save you a lot of money. All right, we got the lighting changing up on me, but area number 7 is your debt. So first thing here is to call your credit card companies and ask for a lower rate, a lower interest rate if you have revolving credit card debt. Right now the rates are going up, but it's still worth it for you to call them and ask for a lower interest rate, see if there's anything available, especially if you are somebody who is responsible with their credit cards and has made payments on time, or you're a loyal customer to this credit card company, and they may be able to offer you a lower rate, even if it's temporarily. It's definitely worth a shot, and no, it may not lower your monthly payment, but it will cut back your interest, and then you won't have to pay that payment for as long as you would have before. You may also want to look into consolidating your debt. So again, this may not lower your monthly payment, or it could, it just depends on the situation, but definitely look into this and see if it will help your monthly spending. And kind of just a general tip is to choose a debt plan. You know, don't just pay off your debt sporadically. I think it is wise to choose a plan to go off of, so debt avalanche, debt snowball, something where you can have a structure to it so that you're actually making progress on your debt, not just throwing your money aimlessly at certain things and not seeing any progress. So I have a few videos on this. I can link those down below. Area number 8, I put as just big expenses. And the first thing here is to shop around. So if it's something like a major purchase that's, you know, a few $100s to a couple of $1,000s, a washer machine, a dryer, a laptop, maybe even a TV, which those are not as expensive as those other things, but something that's a larger purchase for you, something to commit to, definitely shop around, look at different stores. You don't have to spend days and days doing this, but I think it is worth looking at the main shops and seeing where you can get the best rate. Find coupons and discounts to go along with that. So make sure you have Rakuten, because most websites are on Rakuten, and anytime I do online shopping, I use that and I save money or I get cash back. I also use something called Simply Codes. It's a Chrome extension, and it will tell you the coupons that are available. You can try those out. So always look for discounts and coupons if you're doing online shopping and any sort of price comparison. Also, for some big items, you can negotiate. This takes some confidence and education on what you're trying to negotiate, but do your research beforehand and you may be able to convince them to lower it. If you are the type of person who does not want to negotiate, you could ask for a discount or a lower price at least. Final area to talk about is fun, entertainment, personal, beauty, anything kind of unnecessary for our budget. My first tip here is to explore things that you think will make you happy at a much lower price or for free. So for example, if you like to go to the movies, maybe you could go matinee. So you go earlier in the day, you save a bit of money, you could sneak in your snacks. Or if you like to go out to eat, maybe you could do a picnic instead. You could grab something from like a quick deli shop and get some sandwiches and take that on a picnic and save a lot of money on some food out. Go to the library. If you like to read, maybe you don't purchase books. There are many times that I do purchase books, either used or new, depending on if I can get them for whichever price or if I can't get them at the library. But otherwise, you could definitely make use of your library. I think it's so fun to go there, and it's really relaxing and quiet, chill vibes. Spend a day there. Maybe your children like to read, or if you have friends or a significant other who likes to read or study there, and you can make a fun day out of it. Yeah, you get the idea. There are a lot of things out there that you can try, so I'm not saying for you to cut out any sort of spending or fun or entertainment that you like to do, but explore other things, and you may find that the simpler things or the cheaper things are more fun, and you can start doing those instead. Another thing I wanted to point out is try doing your own hair, like cutting your own hair. I personally don't add any color to my hair because then I would have to maintain it, and it's very, very expensive. I do cut my own hair. I also just don't cut it frequently, so that saves me time, it saves me money. Maybe you could skip a haircut. I know it's more difficult for those with certain styles or shorter hair, but it could be maybe you just skip a month here and there and just let it go for a little bit. Like most people don't really pay attention to your hair at the end of the day. And yeah, it could be a good learning opportunity to see how to cut your own hair. Final thing with this area is to reduce temptations. So this may be unsubscribing from certain email lists that you're on, like any sort of shopping sites that you see a sale for and you automatically will go to, or if you're following certain people on social media who make you feel like you need to purchase things, or any sense of FOMO, like they're going to certain events or buying things that you want to buy or feel like you should be buying. Just unfollow those people and reduce your temptation as much as possible, and you will see that your personal spending will go down. All right, so I know that was kind of a long list, but if you take all of that in and if you first focus on the big things, that's great. Like you can cut a whole bunch of money if you reduce your housing costs, reduce your transportation costs, and all of that. But all of these smaller things do add up, and you can save hundreds of dollars, possibly thousands, if you take all of these things into consideration. Take the time over, these things don't take too long. If you do each thing piece by piece, it doesn't take too long. Everything together, just make a list of what you need to look into and spend the next few weeks or even the next quarter before the new year, just cutting back where you can, and you will probably see a significant difference in your spending. If you do make a list of this or try anything out, please come back and keep us updated. Let us know how much you are saving now in your budget, what you cut out. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. And again, if you're interested, please use my link down below and get more information on their plan. You can get started for as little as $15 per month with them. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.